Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to NIPS Home School. Hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. Here I am Kamrun assistant teacher of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. My dear students of class 10, today I am going to take your Bangladesh and Global Studies class. Now today's topic is chapter 8, part 1. So today we will discuss few pages from these chapters. All of you know that it's a very big chapter, so we need 2 or 3 classes to discuss it. And now today's topic is chapter 8 discussion, part 1, and this one is lecture 1 and HW number 1, and you will make 5 MCQ with answer from pages 148 to 150. So today we will discuss page 148, 149 and 150. And the name of this chapter is the democracy of Bangladesh and the election. And we all know that ours is a democratic country, right? So we will, after reading this chapter, we can be able to tell what is democracy and what is the democracy. Our democratic government. How is the democratic government in our country, or the democracy of our country, and what is the merits and demerits of the democracy and the election process also. So let's start our class today. So this one is chapter 8, the democracy of Bangladesh and the election. So at first we will know about the concept of democracy. Actually, democracy is the most popular or acceptable form of government in the present world, and it became popular in the 20th century, and England is considered as the main source of democratic trend of thoughts. Okay, we don't have exact definition of democracy, but the former president of USA, that means the former US President Abraham Lincoln, defined democracy as the government of the people, by the people, for the people. That means people are the source of source of all power in this democratic system. Then Professor Gödel said democracy is a form of government where people are entitled to participate in exercise of the sovereign power on behalf of them. So there are Abraham Lincoln, former US President, and Professor Gödel try to give the definition of the democracy. And in this process, all are considered equal in the eyes of the laws in democracy. Okay. That means that the democracy which has been established as the most effective system to regulate public affairs. That's why all are considered equal in the eyes of the laws in democracy. And democracy was first established in the city of Athens of ancient Greece. So democracy was first established in the city of Athens of ancient Greece. And the Athenians practice this type of government, that means democratic government in their country, and on that time people directly participated in democracy. Okay, but later what happened, in the democracy collapsed, and then in Europe in 17th and 18th century. Okay, let's read. Democracy got the rebirth in Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries, and England is marked as the main source of democratic trend of thoughts. So now look, a considerable period of time, and that means in the Middle Ages, got elapsed in the hierarchy of the religion and lord, and the autocratic reign and the feudal system of governance. And after that, the democracy got rebirth in the 17th and 18th centuries in Europe, and England is marked or considered as the source of the democratic trend of thoughts. And later, in the 20th century, democracy became popular in the present world, and almost democracy, in every country in the world, democracy is practiced. Most of the country practice democracy. And now we will go to the types of the democracy. So there are two types of democracy actually. The first one is the direct democracy or pure democracy, and the second one is the indirect democracy or representative democracy. So now we can ask what is direct democracy. So in this direct democracy, the eligible and adult citizens participate in the governance personally in direct democracy. That means the eligible and adult citizens are participate in the governance personally in direct democracy. And what happened in the indirect democracy? Indirect democracy means rule by elected representative. That means people choose their representative and then they send them to take part in the state affairs or to make the government. The elected representatives enact laws and run the state as well. Okay. So the direct democracy or pure democracy means the eligible and the adult citizens will participate in the governance personally, and in the in indirect democracy means people will choose their representative by the election, and then those representatives will form the government, and then they will take part in the state affairs. Okay. And you will nowadays you will not find the direct democracy, because now the the direct democracy was introduced in the small city states in ancient Greece, but nowadays the countries are big, there are lots of citizens, so it's not possible to included all the peoples directly to form the government. That's why the indirect democracy is popular nowadays, but still you can find direct democracy in some regions of Switzerland. Now we will go to the merits and demerits of democracy. So there are some merits or advantages of democracy, and there are some demerits or disadvantages of the democratic system. Okay, let's read. The rules of laws are established. That means in this democracy the rules of laws are established, because in this system the persons are elected directly, or the government is elected directly by the people, and the remains accountable to the the powers remains accountable to the citizens. And a democratic system of government is a system where it is governed by the public opinion. That means people invoke themselves in this democratic system. That means they are able to show their opinions, or they can give their opinions. Okay. A political sense grows among the people, because people shows their individual freedom or freedom of speech, and in this democratic system the freedom of speech are ensured. Okay. So as a result the political sense grows among the common people. The ruling party or the government is treated as the people's government. So the ruling party or the government is treated as the people's government, because majority of the people were are with this government, because majority is granted in democratic process. That's why most of the people are with the government. It is a benevolent government, and its main goal is the welfare of people. So what is the main purpose of democracy? Welfare of the people. Okay. Now we will go to the demerits of democracy. So though there are some merits of democracy, there are also some demerits of the there are some limitations and shortcomings in this process. Our philosophers like Plato and Aristotle termed democracy as a ruling system of the illiterate and incompetent people, because many irrational and incompetent and corrupted person can be elected in this system, because it is the rules of the majority, because majority people selected, majority people are granted in democratic system. So it might be possible that the representative can be corrupted or illiterate or irrational. Okay. Now the minorities cannot send their representatives to the legislative body. So the minorities people, that means the people who shows their opinions against this government, they are called minorities, and now look, they couldn't send their representatives to the legislative body. So what happened? It might be possible that the government cannot be interested in their matter of complaints or needs, needs. Okay, and many controversial opinions and views are noticed in democracy. And what happened? It destroyed the national unity. People involve themselves in those opinions or in those conflicts and political issues, and they divided political parties. That's why it destroys the national unity. The ruling party governs the state by keeping their own interest up. So now look, the ruling party governs the state by keeping their own interest up. So this is also a demerit. As a result, what happened? The neutrality becomes futile and agitation among the mass people is inevitable. So this is also a demerits of the democracy, and democracy is largely an expensive ruling system involving frequent electoral arrangements, forming public opinions, companionship, propaganda, etc. So democratic, if you want to run your country by democracy, it will be expensive. It is an expensive ruling system. And why? Because there are frequent electoral arrangement. So to arrange the election, you need lots of money. That's why it becomes expensive. But still democracy is popular in this century because people like to give their opinions, people like to choose their own representative, and they like to show their opinions, and they love their freedom of speech. So it is only possible in the democratic government. When there is a democracy, you can show your freedom, because our President Abraham Lincoln said democracy is the government of people, or for the people, or of the by the people and for the people. So all of you will go through pages 148 to 150, and you will make 5 MCQ, that is multiple choice question answer with multiple choice with answer. So dear students, that's all for today. I hope you have understood our today's topic. See you again. Allah Hafiz.